Hi, everyone. I am Maggie, and I am here to tell you about the developmental report that's coming up due in a couple of weeks. And first, I want to start by saying that you can find all the instructions in D2L, materials, content, course information. So look in D2L for the written instructions and also use this video. And I'll share my screen here too, so that you can take a look at the instructions with me. You should be able to see it now. Developmental report, all the student learning outcomes are on the top. And for this assignment, you're going to create a 4 to 5 page double-spaced developmental report. Okay. And all semester we have looked at so far. We've read about the people in the stages of development. We've looked at cases. We've looked at videos, but now this gives you a chance to actually talk to people in different stages of development. Okay, so you will either observe or interview or both 3 different people at 3 different stages of development, and you're going to choose, who you want by people that you know. We all have parents and brothers and sisters and friends and children of friends and nieces and nephews and people that we work with, people that we know, we can look at anybody that we might know. The interview does not take long at all. So you can choose 3 people, make it easier for yourself. 3 different people, 3 different stages of development. And you can look down here on where it says, let me see, interviews, observations. It says the stages, infancy and toddlerhood, which is roughly ages, here, I should really put those ages in here, 0 to 2. And then we have early childhood, which is about 2 to 5. We have middle childhood, which is about 6 to 12. And then we have adolescence, which is roughly 13 to 19. In fact, I was just reading an article. They're looking at extending adolescence. They had an argument for extending adolescence to 24, age 24. So you'd be and actually extending it from age 10 to 24. So that would be really extended adolescence, but we'll see. But for now, it's roughly 13 to 19, give or take. Early adulthood is roughly 20 to 40. And then middle adulthood is about 40 to 65. And then late adulthood is 65 plus. Oops, that's equal. Let's get a plus here. 65 plus is late adulthood. Okay, so those are the age ranges. So you can kind of use that as a guide when you're looking for people to interview. Okay, let's go back up here. You'll include a cover page or a title page, whatever you want to call it. Use APA style. Just look that up. It'll tell you how to do an APA style title page. Pretty easy. No running head is required anymore. In the 7th edition, they didn't include that for student papers. It is included for professional papers or grad school type papers where they're submitting them to journals, but not for undergrads. So you don't have to worry about that. The running head. And then you're going to write a short paragraph about the science of developmental psychology. In about 1 paragraph, a short paragraph in your own words. Don't copy paste anything or quote anything. Just briefly describe and explain the methodologies used in developmental psychology. And then I list them here for you. Correlation, experimental, longitudinal, and cross-sectional research. You can find all the information you need in chapter 1 in HDEV, okay? And then you're gonna move to the interviews and observations. Observe 3 different people at 3 different stages of development. Base your interview topics or questions on what's in the HDEV book. Here we go. HDEV book, right here, HDEV book. Yeah, let me turn the light on, a little dark. HDEV book. And the HDEV book has all the topics. If you look in the table of contents, if you're interviewing or talking to your grandmother, you go to late adulthood and take a look there. Find 3 or 4 topics that you're comfortable talking with and you're interested in. Okay, and that's what you're going to talk about with your person, those topics. Okay, and then you're going to describe those 3 different stages of development. Just briefly describe what they are. This is an adolescent from this age, and this is what's characterized by, just briefly, so I can tell that you understand the stage of development. And then, of course, you're going to be talking about the people and what you taught, what the themes that you talked about with them. But first, you're going to also take those topics and find your articles in the library databases. So go to the library databases and find information about whatever the topics that you have. Okay, you need 3 scholarly peer-reviewed articles. That does not include internet articles. Don't use internet articles. Well, you can use internet articles, but those are above and beyond these scholarly articles. So you're a college student. So now you want to start using the scholarly journal articles as support of what you're saying. Okay, so you've gathered this much information. You've gathered information from your book. You've gathered information from your 3 people, and you've gathered information from the library, and you want to put it all together. Okay, so you integrate it. This is not a transcript, so you're not going to transcribe what people say. You're going to use parts of what they say. This person talked about their favorite subject in school is math, and they want to be a scientist, when they grow up, and they're all excited about that, and they showed me their chemistry set. Okay, so you might talk about STEM careers, for children, or children's interest in science. Or you might talk about schooling, what goes on in the school. So lots of different directions you can take that. And if we had 10 different people writing the same thing, they'll go in 10 different directions. So it's up to you. So no right or wrong here. There's just information that you're going to find about these people from the book, from your interviews, and from the databases. Okay, describe the life challenges and themes. Themes are things that we've already talked about, like parenting styles, that's a theme. Attachment, that's a theme. Going to school, that's a theme. Going daycare, that's another theme. There's just a ton of themes that they have, and they're different for each stages, although we can have the same theme, like peer relationships, for instance, that occurs in early childhood, that also occurs in middle childhood, in adolescence, and adulthood, and they're all different, for the people, depending on what stage they're on. So, some of these themes are recurring throughout our whole life, and others aren't. So you'll take a look at those themes, and lots of themes. And themes also, you can think topics to things that are happening within that life stage. Okay, identify biological, social, emotional, and cultural processes. Really identify what you observed. And biological, of course, can be, you observe your grandma who's getting gray hair and has wrinkles, and she said, last time she was at the doctor, she had shrunk, another inch. She used to be 5'6", and now she's 5'4", so that's a biological change. Or the changes of puberty, or just the changes in development for an infant, for instance. Okay, so those are the kind of things that you're going to include as you're writing your paper. So this interviews and observations probably going to be the bulk of your paper. Is going to be the interviews, observations, and then you're also going to write about these other things, and theories, applying 2 psychological theories to each person. So each person, you find 2 theories that apply to them. And let me give you a hint. Chapter 1 in HDEV has lots of theories. Those are the overall theories, mostly overall theories in psychology. Oh, I turned right to it. On page 16, you'll find this nice chart talking about all the theories. So you might take a look at it, that chart, and think, okay, which one can I apply to my person? Which fits my person? And of course, Piaget, we've already talked about Piaget. Vygotsky, we talked about Vygotsky. That's another theory. Erikson, of course, and another hint, Erikson will fit all stages of development. He's got 8 stages, so they fit neatly with the stages of development that are listed on the instructions. Okay, so theories, you're gonna apply those theories. Find them in here on chapter 1, page 16, or you can also find them within the chapter too. They're all in each chapter. We talked this week about parenting styles, and that's, of course, a theory. We've talked about the attachment theory, of course, Piaget, Vygotsky. We talked about aggression, theories of aggression, theories of also, gender development. So a lot of these theories we've talked about within chapters, plus there's the overall theories. And another hint too, I think I was going to say this earlier, these overall theory, you could fit anybody in these, and this isn't right or wrong. You can't be right or wrong about this. You just apply it. You say, how does this fits, this Piaget theory fits my person because of this, this, and that. And then you support what you say, okay? And then analysis, take a look at that. Conclusion, like reflections, and then a reference list at the end, okay? So basically that's what you're going to do. I suggest that you take these headings here, the science and developmental psychology, interviews, etc., theories and analysis and conclusion, and make headings on your paper. And then, underneath it, you can put your paragraphs of information underneath that. So that'll help keep you organized too. And then you can look at the instructions. What do I need to write about next? And then write these. And I put this together to meet, of course, the learning objectives for the course. Not all of them here. There are quite a few of them with this assignment, but that's why I have what I have within the assignment to meet the learning objectives. So I know, and the school knows that you understand all of the objectives, okay, that you've learned those and you know them. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay, so if you have any other questions or something about the developmental report, which might come up, just let me know. Send me an email or send me a text message. Either way will work. But don't forget, use these instructions, these guidelines will help you a lot as you're putting together your paper. And then you'll submit it into D2L in the assignment folder. And like I said, let me know if you have questions. Good luck. And thank you. Bye-bye.